Ripple XRP will replace Swift. Yes, that is what Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, has said in this video. Listen to this.
I think what we're doing and executing on a day-by-day basis is in fact taking over Swift, in that we've now signed up well over 100 banks. Some of the largest Swift-enabled banks in the world are now using Ripple's technology. Just last week we saw a remittance company who's using Ripple's technology. They reduced the price per transaction to their consumers from $20 per transaction to $2 per transaction, and they saw an 800% increase in usage overnight. That's the type of dynamic that Swift isn't able to support that we're able to address right now. I think what we're doing and executing on a day-by-day basis is in fact taking over Swift, in that
Ripple XRP is in fact taking over Swift. Yes, XRP will literally destroy Swift and replace it. And in this video right here, Brad Garlinghouse says it again. He says that XRP Ripple will replace Swift. Basically, listen to this.
I do think what has happened at GPI is a big step forward. For 40 plus years,
He's talking about Swift to GPI, by the way.
We had a construct around how cross-border correspondent banking worked. It worked, but it had a lot of limitations. We're seeing that move forward, but I think it's a step forward when you're switching from kind of, if I may, horse and buggy to, hey, can we make the horse and buggy go faster? Sure, but if we can actually just move to a Ferrari, let's do that.
So you've said before that you think there's a world where Ripple could take over Swift.
Listen.
Well, I've also said I thought there was ways we could work with Swift.
Let's talk about that.
There is a world where Ripple will take over Swift. Brad Garlinghouse said that. And if Swift doesn't want to work with Ripple, then XRP will take over Swift. It's inevitable. It's only a matter of time. And he literally said that Swift GPI is like putting a Ferrari shell on a Model T engine, like an old engine. It's a cosmetic upgrade on old infrastructure. Messaging is still not tied to settlement. It's unidirectional and cannot solve for liquidity. So that is a direct quote from Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, talking about Swift and how Ripple is better than Swift. And now here's a third video of Brad Garlinghouse saying how Ripple can replace Swift.
Also, I think there have been a number of different people we've hired over a period of time. One of the former board members of Swift, a gentleman, Marcus Treacher, joined our team to run all of customer success. And, this was, a former board member from Swift coming over and saying, hey, we don't think Swift's going to be necessarily a solution to really unlocking this internet of value. These are, Mark's alone.
Ripple is the solution. That's basically what he's saying. Ripple XRP is the solution and not Swift. Now, the employee that he's speaking about is this guy right here. And listen to what he has to say about Ripple XRP replacing Swift. This is big as well.
There's a discussion surrounding crypto replacing Swift. So we did speak earlier where you mentioned that it's not necessarily about replacing Swift, it's about complementing it. So let's get some more information on this.
Okay. I used to work for Swift. I was Swift for 20 years, so Swift is flowing through my veins. Swift is the preeminent messaging system for the financial industry, which covers, say, payments, FX, trade, in terms of securities, etc., not reconciliations, etc. What we're looking with the crypto, though, is where Swift would have a store and forward system for most of its payment transactions, where you need service level agreements that in a certain time I will do something for payment turns up at a certain time during the day. Here we're looking at the new network styles which allow instant, real-time movement of the funds and visibility of those funds as well. So we would not have a situation where banks need to come back to you and say, have my funds arrived? It's 3 days later. I need to find out or find query messages moving around the network. I don't believe Ripple is going to replace Swift. Ripple is one of the complementary networks, which is going to allow those institutions who need real time to make use of that. And I think
Now, he said that he doesn't think Ripple will replace Swift, but I think he's just being nice because he worked with Swift for 20 years, so he doesn't want to say anything bad about Swift. But The CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, said it on multiple occasions that we will replace SWIFT if SWIFT cannot provide real-time settlements. It takes up to 3 days to send a transaction, and with Ripple, it's instant. It's fast at the speed of light. Why would governments, corporations, organizations, why would they use SWIFT when they can just use Ripple XRP? By the way, XRP was tested on SWIFT by over 11,000 banks already. So SWIFT, they know that they have to integrate Ripple XRP within their system, and if they don't, then they will be replaced by Ripple. So SWIFT has to use XRP, and if they don't, they will be left behind. Now here's another screenshot. A few years ago, XRP was successfully tested on the SWIFT network by over 11,000 banks. Here is some of the code from R3 Corda. As you can tell now, R3 Corda is very important because they are also partnered up with SWIFT. Yes, SWIFT is using R3 Corda, and SWIFT is also using XRP through R3 Corda. Now, R3 Corda is very important as well because listen to this video. This guy is from R3 Corda, and listen to what he has to say.
So we've had some recent announcements that have garnered some interest. We created a payment settlement application that's open source. Anybody can download it, anybody can use it or plug into it or what have you. And when we first did it, we did it for XRP, for the Ripple protocol standard. And that got a lot of people very excited that, oh my God, R3 and Ripple have settled their differences and are in bed together. No, not quite. It's just that it was very easy to do as a kind of as an MVP. But now we announced a partnership with Swift. So Swift GPI will plug into our payment settlement application, or actually vice versa. We'll plug into the GPI network. And again, the announcement about the Swiss digital exchange was a big news for us.
R3 Corda and Swift GPI, right here, as you can tell, they are using each other. Okay, Swift is using R3 Corda, and what's interesting is that down here on this proof of concept system that they made, they have used the cryptocurrency XRP. Literally, in their GPI, Swift GPI link, they use XRP. And it says that this is needed for settlements. So XRP, it needs XRP for settlements. Swift has to use Ripple XRP, and if they don't, they will be replaced. And now in this report right here, this is big because it says how Ripple can replace Swift as well. Yes, it is literally titled right here, Significant Innovation in Cross-Border Payments, and it speaks about Swift. Now it says, while old, Swift is still the messaging network of choice, but is facing competition from card networks like blockchain solutions like Ripple. Right here, Ripple is a major competitor to Swift. And this is big because $190 trillion is the size of cross-border payments in 2023, or $520 billion a day. So imagine how much money will flow into XRP once we replace Swift. Now, I'm going to play you another video of David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, saying also how Ripple can replace Swift.
And Swift, it seems, has responded to what Ripple is doing. How does their new technology, the response that they've created, compare to what Ripple's doing?
So they changed they sort of pressed on their customers to credit payments more quickly, and they added an acknowledgement at the end of the payment. So it used to be fire and forget. Now they send a message back from the end when the payment's acknowledged. And that does address some of the pain points that people had. But I think one thing, there are a couple things it doesn't address. So one of them is it doesn't enable settlement at the time of payment. So if you think that that's an important thing, it kind of attacks our sort of submarine strategy of like, we'll give you a better payment system and it can settle at the time of payment. But even if you don't care about that, it's still a better payment system. But it doesn't fix the fundamental problem. It's kind of like, you know, like if a music company tried to combat the iPod by like dropping the price of CDs or making them hold more data or something. Like the fundamental problem is the settlement.
I love this guy. David Schwartz is very smart. And basically he's saying that Swift is also old, is going to be replaced by Ripple. No matter what they try, they have to use Ripple. And if they don't, they will be replaced by XRP. And also in this report right here, it says banks, including Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, Santander Bank, Standard Chartered, all of these banks like Royal Bank of Canada recently joined with Ripple to create a possible alternative to Swift. Yes, Ripple to create a possible alternative to SWIFT. This is big, everyone. For sending and receiving information about financial transactions. So all of these banks have partnered up with Ripple using XRP to replace SWIFT. Also, we have some breaking news. Yes, BitTrue, a major crypto exchange, just posted on X saying that SWIFT is working on an agreement to use XRP for cross-border payments, with billions of XRP secured in escrow as liquidity reserves. Yes, this is directly from the BitTrue crypto exchange, one of the largest exchanges in the world. And also right here, Watcher Guru, a major account on X, also posted the same thing. SWIFT is nearing an agreement with Ripple to use XRP for cross-border payments. Now, this is big because a lot of people are saying that they got hacked on X, on Facebook, and Telegram at the same time because they took down these tweets. Yes, this was yesterday. They posted it yesterday, but then they took it down right away. Now, this is interesting because Watcher Guru, according to this hack, they posted on X, Facebook, and Telegram at the same time. Now, they deleted the post after a few seconds, meaning that that was the fastest account recovery in history. Imagine you losing your account. It doesn't take a few seconds to recover. It takes minutes at least, maybe 30 minutes, an hour, a few hours. But Watcher Guru took down the account, they took down the tweet, this tweet right here, within a few seconds. So, like, it doesn't make any sense. People now are saying that they got an instant call to take down the posts. Yes, prepare for major news coming very soon with all of this stuff, because Watcher Guru posted it on X, on Telegram, on Facebook at the exact same time. So the same day that Watcher Guru posts this right here, SWIFT is nearing an agreement with XRP, with Ripple XRP. SWIFT also releases a brand new report speaking about cross-border payments, instant settlements, seamless payments, and ISO 2022. So there is a lot of big things happening with XRP right now. And also, David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, just sent a hidden message. Yes, he posted on X today, literally just a few moments ago, saying that the meaning of this text is completely different when you open it. Now, when you open it, you'll see that XRP is bolded more than the other texts. So this is a secret hidden message from David Schwartz, XRP. They are way more bolded. Like, as you can tell, the other text is not as bolded as the X and the R and the P. Here's another photo of it. As you can tell, the P, X, and R is bolded. So this is it. Another hidden message from David Schwartz as well. In this same tweet, this is it. XRP is it. Keep that in mind, that XRP is doing something that no other cryptocurrency is doing in the entire world. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Solana, none of them can say that they're doing what XRP is doing, and big things are coming for XRP. And now I'm going to leave you with this final video of Brad Garlinghouse speaking about how Ripple is going to change the world. They're going to leave a dent in the universe. Listen to this.
I think we're all drawn to people and things where you want to be a part of something bigger than you, and you want to put your kind of dent in the universe, to borrow something that Steve Jobs used to say. And Ripple always felt to me, and the idea was big. The idea of rewiring how financial infrastructure worked.
Ripple is taking over SWIFT. Yes, that is what Brad Garlinghouse has confirmed. And if you own XRP, join us, subscribe, destroy the like button so more people can see this, and the algorithm will push it out to everyone. So show your support. I love you all, and I will see you very soon. Until next time, Crypto AI Man